Mr. Speaker, if they are good girls, they'll never get corner office. Be as bad as Millie Odhiambo, you will be the mother of this house. I am a bad girl, and as a bad girl, I'm here serving my 4th term. So do not be cheated like the African culture where you are told have decorum, dress nicely, be kind, be nice. I'm telling you, you will go nowhere. Be a bad girl like me and you'll get somewhere.
Yeah. Bad girl.
Original bad girl.
Yani, this OG. Really, it was like the sign I needed to tell me go ahead, because I've had this thought at the back of my mind for a little while. But I was like, when do I get started? I don't have time. But when she spoke about this book in Parliament and how don't be too nice, well behaved, dress nicely, what, be a bad girl and you'll go far.
Hi, we are Two Buddies, One Mic.
And today we have a very special guest in studio. First of all, we're in a different location. As you can see, the money has started coming. The bag is heavy. And our guest today, our first guest on Two Buddies is the Mwalimu Rachel. Hello.
Hello, Daddy.
Hi.
You're looking so beautiful.
You look gorgeous.
Hey, surely. I mean, after this, I'm going to work. What do you mean? Hey, you guys look like vacation.
It's giving everything. Love the hair, by the way. I saw her and I was just like, God damn, how are you so beautiful today? You know, she looks normally, Mwalimu just looks beautiful. But today, she just has a
shine
thing.
too, and a glow.
It's for you girls and the cameras. Tell us the secrets. You just hydrate, replenish and
It's
show
just
yourself
good.
love.
It's good.
You know how they're going there. Yes.
But honestly, it feels like such an exciting thing because at first, when we saw your post on social media, we're like, okay, baby girl is publishing, baby girl is writing a book, let's get into that. And we're like, okay, that is exciting. I saw you doing the dance, and that was so cool. But I was very curious about that whole situation because I'm like, this book sounds familiar. So has she written the book? Has she drawn some inspiration from it? And so it was a very confusing space at that point.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of people are also very curious about how and why you're relating to this book so much. Like, what's the gist?
Okay. So first of all, I have not written the book, please. This is a book that was written a while back by Dr. Louis Frankel, who even sent me a personal message video just to say that, you know what, go for it and whatever you're trying to do with this book and many other books later. So in essence, I'm starting a book club branch. Okay. And my immediate target is my ladies.
Okay.
Because to be honest, I feel we really read a lot. As in, if you get a reader, she'll be reading all manner of self-help books, things to do with relationships, career as well. And so I thought, you know what? I can't be the only one. I know I've been through all that, whether it's spiritual books, And so I want to bring together community and to start a community of women who love to read and can draw, like you've said, inspiration, learnings, learn from your own mistakes, be better. And books really do provide so much. So this is the first book that we're going to be discussing and reviewing on the 9th of November at Social House.
Okay.
And this came about because of one honorable bad girl, Millie Odhiambo.
Bad girl.
Original bad girl.
Yani, this OG. Really, it was like the sign I needed to tell me go ahead, because I've had this thought at the back of my mind for a little while. But I was like, when do I get started? I don't have time. But when she spoke about this book in Parliament and how don't be too nice, well behaved, dress nicely, what, be a bad girl and you'll go far. And so the conversations, when I actually took a snippet of that video and posted it on my socials on Instagram, it went viral. And women from all over the world were like, yes, we like this. Those that have even read the book commented a bit about the book and how, they drew something from it. And then I was like, yeah, we're going to start off with this book because clearly it's like she has brought it back to life. I read this book first in 2016.
Damn, that's a long time ago.
Exactly. 2016, I was still at the height of my career in terms of radio at my previous station. But I felt I needed a challenge, and I needed to also change the way people perceive me at the workplace. Because kidogo, people were getting too familiar.
We know how it is.
You know? You're like, am I ever going to break this glass ceiling that has been put for me? Because top earner, but not really getting
the respect and the value
that comes with it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I read this book, and then I started applying pressure and, demanding for what is mine. And I saw things change for me. My relationships with people at the office and even my social circles changed, because then I was able to establish boundaries, healthy boundaries that now helped me as, a woman maturing. So it's a book I highly recommend. Nasijalipwa kufanya hii. It is not an ad.
It's not an ad.
To go and get this book.
Yeah.
Shout out to Nuria Bookstore. They've really been supporting, and they've come on board to also help with the branch, and ladies can come and even buy the book at the venue for the branch, and you can still go and get them from the store. So wame come through, maze, so big shout out.
And hindsight is a beautiful thing.
It
When
really
you're
is.
just able to look back and say, you know what? I came through a lot.
Yeah.
But the thing with life is sometimes when you look back, you're like, it wasn't that bad.
Exactly.
When you're going through it and you're going through that
the
moment and that
worst.
challenge, in that moment, it's like, I'm going to die.
in
But
the
when
pits.
when you look back, you're like, it wasn't
was I
that
dying
bad.
about,
It wasn't- And I think that's why women have multiple children.
Yeah.
Because you're like, it wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
Girl, I don't know about that one. Hey, multiple.
That's how you draw the line.
I am stuck on one.
Yeah.
You know, like how that mathematical book in the textbook, the
You're
steps.
Step
But
one.
you got to have a step one.
I'm getting fresher.
We'll see.
But now,
Mengi.
when you look back, what do you feel the things you could have done differently? And you've spoken about establishing boundaries
Yes.
and self-advocating, which is so difficult for so many of us, me especially. I know I talk a lot, but advocating for myself, especially at work, is
Right,
so difficult.
right.
Because I don't want to ruffle feathers. I don't
I
want,
feel you.
I just want to
There's
be a nice girl,
Yeah. Yeah.
And I get very frustrated because everyone is benefiting. The benefit of the doubt is benefiting everybody
Exactly.
but me.
I deserve this. I work harder. I'm here longer hours.
Yeah.
I actually, the value is more and what I bring in.
Yeah.
The one thing I wish I did much earlier on was say no. Say more no's. I know it sounds like, hi,
It's
isn't that
difficult.
rude? I'm telling you, changed my life. And again, came from after reading this book, because I was very much a yes girl. Oh, you need help? Okay, yes. Could you go to this event? Okay, yes. Because I get it. At some point, you want to also show that you are
I am
team
capable,
player.
yeah.
I am capable. I want to, put myself out there, people to see me. And that's great. But if it also limits your own personal time. Okay, if you go there and you're grudgingly going there, I'm like, I'm so
I'm
tired.
going for the sake of.
Yes.
I'm going
All right,
for networking.
fine.
We are going to
You see,
network.
I mean, you have to set your goals even when you want to go and network. Not all places will you come out with something or valuable contacts. Let's just be honest. There have been those meetups where after I've gone back home, I'm like,
What did I do?
Why
Like,
did
what
I
was that
even
for?
go? I
Could have
reason.
stayed home and eaten
all
popcorn.
this makeup,
Should have
my
enjoyed
hair,
the
my
rent.
clothes,
The effort.
Ningelala too. So once you sit down and critically analyze, okay, why am I going? Who is there that I want to meet up? How will they help me? Because you also need to have something going on. You don't just show, oh, I want us to network. I want to get your number. For what? Is it a podcast you want them to, to come and appear at? Is it another contact you probably need from them? A proposal you have for them? You need to have that very, very clear on from the beginning, yeah? From the, from jump. And then from there now, you even feel, even if I was there for 10 minutes, that was what I needed. And you go home.
It was impactful.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no more open bars, peke. I know you're in a
God,
And
Na
like the
kujuana
open
na
bar.
watu.
I know, and I think that particular sabotage, it's a combination of self-sabotage and others sabotaging you. And I know from the book, there's a lot of talk about, being aware of self-sabotage and how you can manage and mitigate it. And considering, again, this career that you've been in, it's been beautiful. Like, that's the problem, A lot of people see you as this thing. You know, it's like Mwalimu, as opposed to just like, I'm
person.
just Mwalimu Rachel. I'm just
a girl.
Rachel.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just here
Yeah.
just like you trying to figure this out. But now that combination of effects of like, I'm trying to be the best and most valuable person to you as an organization, but also to myself.
Yes.
And at the same time, I'm also trying to preserve my humanity, because there's that objectification and just how do you even, there's a word for it. It's just your equals a dollar sign. Like for you, you're a means to an end to someone. You are equated to
This is what should bring the
finance.
value should
Yes,
bring.
I'm trying to look for the word and it's just
I feel
completely
you.
gone.
I'm right there with you.
So how do you manage those two things of, I want to do it, yes. I really, really want to be part of this. Yes, I really want to help others, because that's another thing I know about you. You've been very impactful with people around you, but it can also be so draining.
Yes.
Because you're now helping everyone. Like I can't be everyone's helper. I also need
Exactly.
time for myself. So how do you find that balance of am I really sabotaging here? Are they messing up my bag? Like how do you find that balance?
Well, like you've mentioned, I have to know, boundaries in which I can, whether it's helping others or time for myself. One thing I have really leaned in is my intuition and my conviction. Like I need to feel compelled. If I don't, imagine it's okay. No, thank you, but I'm not interested. I cannot come in at this point in time. So I need to have that feeling of, okay, why? Again, I have to ask myself, what is the why? Why? And not just because of the value coming back to me, or because there's money involved or there's a bag, but is this going to, am I going to commit fully if I'm to come in and be a part of a project or help someone along the way? Can I commit? It has to be a commitment. I'm all in or nothing. Sitaki ya katikati alafu natupanisha mtu alafu anza kuongea mbaya. Unajua? Just also for my own, just my mental. The other thing is, again, boundaries and not letting, I learned getting people too close into your inner circle will hurt you.
It will.
It will hurt you. So you better put them at a certain compartment and know this is work or this is a passion project that I have, but I'm not going to now start feeling as though I'm investing every part of me into that. Kila kitu kuna wakati wake. People also are categorized differently. That's why, there's friends, there's colleagues, there's associates, there's,
that lesson.
Acquaintances,
colleagues.
Yes.
And we never know especially at the workplace.
That lesson.
I never quite know, because
I started changing how I introduce
Associate
people.
with people. Exactly.
This is my friend.
friend.
This is my
Like,
friend. This is my colleague. We work with this person.
Associate.
Yeah, this is
And
my
it's very
associate.
easy to
This
say
is my
my
friend.
friends, because we're together all the time.
Yeah.
We are at work Monday to Friday together.
Gosh.
Yeah. I don't know.
Especially that. I feel like especially that, because you're, in some spaces where you're constantly tagged with someone. Like you will see Turi and Dai together. Like we see a lot of you and
Me and
exclusive together.
Exactly.
So it's like people automatically assume that, oh yeah, BFFs, BFF.
That's friends forever.
Yeah.
If you really take the veil off and you're like, wait, up an hour to the workmates.
Workmates.
It's
So if we partner, it's good times. I'll support you in your venture. You'll support me, and that's it. But I'm not going to always be at your place. I'm not always going to be with you during my spare time or during my personal time. My family doesn't have to hang out with yours. You get, that's the cool bye. It's just, it is what it is,
Don't take it personally. And speaking of relationships, now when it comes to personal relationships, because the book just doesn't talk about like your career.
Yes.
There's also who you are and how you show up in relationships, in romantic relationships.
Yeah.
And sometimes in our industry, you want to pursue love. You want to pursue love. But also, you don't want to be labeled as J-Lo, as if you're collecting infinity stones and men. But at the same time, you're like, so should I not be happy just because there's an image I want to keep?
Yeah.
And at the same time, even when I'm being happy, should it be a secret?
Secret
Should
to
I be
privacy.
mysterious? Because I don't want
Gosh.
people in my business and whatnot.
Let me tell you. First of all, I think that I'm not pursuing love because that means I'm chasing something, right? You're going after something. I am sitting pretty, pouring back to myself, working on myself, because this is what I believe. If I want a healthy relationship, and that healthy person or, partner who's going to come into my life, I need to be that person first.
True.
Right? So if it means going for therapy, do that. Prepare for this person. You're attracting them. The more you do your go for therapy, you have your self-care, moments, you treat yourself right, you read as many books as you want. Career-wise, is your paper good, girl? Because listen,
you can't expect what you don't have.
You understand me? And that, I honestly believe, puts out that positive energy and the power and the laws of attraction. And they'll bring that person to you. But you see, your or let's say our responsibility is go outside the house.
As in one surely
into your house.
So come on, social events, go. As a person who's also still working on yourself. If it's reading a book, go to some branch.
Be outside.
Be outside, girl. Look nice and pretty. Okay. And then maybe the right person will come up and ask you, hey, that's a really nice book.
Yeah, Posh Cayenne will not find you in your living room. I'm just saying. You have to be outside.
Exactly.
I still give people pressure. Now, another major thing, especially, again, career mistakes and additional to career mistakes, what you learn and how you get yourself out of it by reading good books, inspirational books.
Right.
I think there's another question to be asked, which is how assertive is too assertive. Like, there's a difference between arrogance in how you present yourself. Like, yes, I am Kathomi. I have all these accolades. I've done all of these things, and therefore I deserve. There's that entitlement that comes with assertion, but there's also a level of logically putting things to someone that, hey, look, I've done ABCDE, and therefore you can clearly tell I can be able to deliver ABCDE. Where do we find that, especially in a space of women?
Yeah.
Because for men, it doesn't feel. It just feels like they show up and they're like,
isn't that just the most?
Do you know?
It's so unfair.
But you have
life
to.
is never fair.
You have to
For men,
manage.
Very delicate
exactly.
and fragile.
You have to.
For men, the more aggressive you are, the more manly and wow, they like that. Oh, he's an aggressive guy. He will go
And
fight
success
life.
is he's worked so hard. Look at him.
Yes.
You slept with somebody. We know. Me, I have.
That mama is such a man eater.
Gosh.
You remember somebody who told us?
Yes.
We were actually just starting out, and somebody who's very established in the industry. We won't name you.
We won't
And
shame you.
We were very green, and we walked
We
up
knew
to him and we were
nothing.
like, "Hey, so we're just starting out. Like, how do you get into these spaces? Who should we know? Blah blah blah." And then he just said, "You should sleep with somebody."
Just that.
Like, to our
As
face.
direct as that.
What do you mean?
You should
Nikarudi
sleep with
nyumbani
someone.
nikajiuliza,
Wow.
That is.
Is that all I am?
wrong.
Yeah.
Well, it shows it's a reflection on them and not on you. True. So that's the first thing I tell myself. Like, okay, thank you for showing me who you are, and I will believe you the first time.
Yeah.
So when it comes to how aggressive, first of all, there is that innate self-esteem, right? You must have it. You know who you are. When you walk into a room, every single time I walk into a room, and I may even be in the presence of other more established women, and I love that because it makes me feel like, damn, I need to aspire, or I like
Level
a
up.
challenge, I like a challenge. But I also don't forget who I am, what I've been able to achieve. And it's not just because it's in my head, the numbers show.
You can see.
You see? People have told you. You've gotten that feedback. Where you're at right now in your life, you know the steps you have taken to get to where you are, not just career-wise, even personally, right? And the work you've put on in yourself. So it gives me a right to demand certain things. There are certain establishments I'll go to, and if I'm not given the right treatment, I respectfully leave. Because I have done better for myself. You get. So score baya nyinyi mko tu level yangu na ni sawa. I walk away. In the office, there are certain things I know I have already I've paid my dues. I've paid my dues. And so you cannot expect me to do something an intern would do, for instance. It's their time to put in the work.
Yes.
My tried, tested, and proven. So if you're going to give me a certain task, I'll say, maybe I can reassign that to somebody else.
Delegate it to
because
someone
at the
else.
moment, I have bigger fish to fry.
True.
My time is valuable because of the things that I do round the clock. So you go there with facts and figures. You don't go there saying, "Ai, Mr. Sifanya kitu kama hiyo." You just say,
Like, calm down.
Hapana.
Kwani unanionanga aje? Like, for real?
You say, at the moment I can't do that because there's 1, 2, 3 other things that I'm doing. Perhaps maybe give this assignment to this person. I think they have more time on their hands, or they can assist better because I will not be able to
Fully deliver.
You see?
Okay.
So yeah, don't
So the
be
tone and the
rude.
wording of it as well.
Yes,
Like, I will
exactly.
not be able to deliver, kindly assign this to XYZ, or let me delegate it to somebody else
Yeah.
because at the moment I will not be able to
I
do
would
it.
say,
Pole too.
be kind, but don't be nice.
Yeah.
Because nice now would mean you want to appease.
It's like, oh my God, I'm so
People
sorry.
pleaser.
I
Yeah,
wish I
do it.
could. Okay,
Okay.
it's okay.
You see? Meanwhile, where you have your own show prep to do, you have your own scripting to do, you have your... you can't put yourself at the back.
You
burner.
can't.
You can't. Okay? So once you deliver that and in a respectful way, if that person doesn't get it, that's on them. And they're the ones with the problem because Mimi, I've just told you it is what it is.
There's another thing I've seen being spoken about a lot, especially influencers, celebrities, and so on and so forth. Parasocial relationships.
Oh, wait, what are those?
Wow.
Parasocial
Hit us with the
relationships. That's what you
Yani,
were doing. Let me shock
Una
you.
practice English no tuambie. I know you're in the mirror like, leo nitawaangushia tu.
Para what?
Nitawaonyesha.
Tunataka parachute, parallel.
Wacheni. Parasocial relationships. It's like that because of the fact that you're constantly on somewhere.
Yes.
You're either on your show, we see you visually.
Yes.
You're on your socials, we see you visually. You're on YouTube, we'll see you visually. You're on somewhere.
Yes.
So there's that barrier that seems to have been broken. Because in Kitambo, it used to be very VIP. Like, ndio mwalimu atoke mahali, lazima kwe, you know? But now, because you've put yourself in front of everything and everyone has put themselves in front of everyone, there's that access. It just feels like we have a relationship with our audiences.
Everyone feels familiar.
Like, I know her. Huyo sinamjua. Si hata jana alikuwa. Do you know?
So basically,
that?
we're talking about the crazies, huh?
We're talking about the weirdos. The
Nitumie
DMs.
100 bob ya cabbage.
Oh, God.
Guys, what do you
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
I don't know you.
Hi. How are you managing that? As you're reading this book, what is something that has helped you figure that out? Because I feel still like I'm stuck in the, maybe I should. Maybe nimtumie tu hiyo so moja ya cabbage.
I'm like at events, like you're outside and somebody like comes to you and hugs. Personally, I do not
hate
like
physical contact.
touch.
I feel
It
you.
just because I don't know where you are.
Do you know?
And I know you guys don't wash your hands.
Especially men.
Also,
No,
just
yo.
personal space, girl.
I just
you
don't
understand me?
like
So here, this one is quite dicey.
It is.
We obviously want to appreciate and show love back to our fans, and that's the number one thing. They're not fam; they're fans.
Oh, okay.
family.
Yeah.
So fam.
Keep your
I
distance.
try as much as possible to say fam, even when I'm on radio.
Yeah.
I know it wants to breed that closeness but people can take that seriously.
Personally, yeah.
And say, but you have called us fam. So si fam, we
Fam
hug.
alama.
Si
Yeah.
fam, we come and we just start a
Ndio.
conversation with you.
Yeah.
But again, those healthy boundaries need to be clear. And I'm also learning this. I never used to. I used to want to make everyone happy.
Endearing to everyone.
I want you to have a good
Ndio.
Mwalimu experience.
Yes.
Yes.
Whenever I need support online, people jump in to help me. That's never guaranteed. But
It's
you can be the
never.
nicest person. Oh, I saw it for myself. You could be the nicest person. And then something happens like this. The same people
You're
who
flamed.
were like praising you and lifting you up because you gave them the power to raise you to a certain level will have the power to destroy
bring you
you
all the way down.
Okay?
Oh, no.
So you have to just be like, hey, listen, at an event, for instance, you can't come and hug me and I don't know you personally. If we have either interacted before, some of the people in our business circles, like people from agency, we are familiar, like tunajuana, we've seen each other or been in each other's lives on and off for many years. Fine. We can hug, we can, talk and whatever. But if you're just somebody who is a fan of mine, a handshake is enough. And I'm like, hey, what's your name? Oh, that's nice. Maybe we can take a picture. And then that's where the other thing happens. The placement of the hand. Apo nyuma.
How low can you go? How low?
Men will take it there if you let them. If you don't protest, itashuka tu down your back. So now I either tell them, let's just be very honest. I'm not comfortable with your hand back there. Wacha tusimame tu hivi tupige picha. Hata mimi naweza kuwekelea mkono labda kwa shoulder or something, just so you can feel okay. There's that closeness, but I'm not going to allow you to put your hand down my back. You get.
Or the hugs, just like
the people who get it. Those that are offended, well, then that means you ulikuwa na other intentions. What's your intention in this picture? You see, you have to be vocal, and that is what being a bad girl is. Don't be nice.
Yeah.
When somebody has rubbed you off the road, whether physically or emotionally, from even speech, say at that moment, Wambi, I didn't like that comment. I think I don't think I like that because of 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Maybe you could say it like this. Yeah.
There's a boldness that has to come with being a bad gal. I'm a bad gal, being a bad gal. Yeah. You have to accept that no one will love you fully.
And practice being it's through practice that you gain that brave. Yeah, just to be that brave.
Yeah.
Consistently.
And that confidence.
Yeah.
And it starts from at home. Maybe somebody has said something to you, umejiekea. Say it.
Too little microaggressions that you spot. But you're not quite sure because
like, are you sure? He didn't say anything.
He didn't say. Ali imply. So
just call say it in a nice way, like, okay, I hear you, but I didn't like this. You see,
girl.
Out here in the streets, if you're being served food that is not your order, don't just eat it. I used to be that person, imagine. You bring me the order. Imagine ingekula. Because I'm like, the waiter amepambana huko nyuma ujui chef. I just like, no.
There are lines. There has to be a line though.
If you eat food and it was a bit too salty, say to the waiter, I like this, like, but you know how they ask how was the meal? We always say, it was fantastic. No. Just be like, ilikuwa poa, lakini ambia chef hapo kachumvi kidogo ilipita.
Ameka sana.
Umekuwa pro.
Food. Don't play with my food.
You know, I can no longer go back to Lavington.
We can't. We're sorry.
Uliharibu. Like
your food, the quality of your food has been bad.
Muko na lawyer.
Unapiga kelele kuna restaurant Lavington ambayo tulikuwa we used to come there quite often. In fact, every day after work we just go over there. The rotting food, the cockroaches in food. Are you serious? But yeah, I think food for sure. I am very particular with food. But there are other things which I'm not particular with, especially when it comes to your personal relationships with your partner. It's like you're very, they're going through a rough day. I don't want to make their day harder. Yeah. Or, you must be, we've just, but I'm like, where's the consideration for me? Like, why haven't you seen that as well? Yeah. How are we?
The benefit of the doubt is not benefiting you.
It's not benefiting. It needs to be undone.
You need to do something.
Yeah, I think honestly, especially when it comes to relationships, it's difficult and not difficult really. It's more personal.
I usually give you an
there,
excuse.
you can say whatever to anyone. You won't see them again. Here, I have to be mindful. Because I'm like, okay, shoot, I live with you. Like, you've seen the girl who poisoned their boyfriend and the 4 men. You did see that, right? Gosh, pepper soup. She killed all of them.
Imagine.
4 men plus boyfriend. She finished. Eh?
But
so you're like, I live with this person. No, it doesn't. My point exactly.
Wickedness comes from somewhere.
Do you know? Lakini, at the same time, if you are wicked to someone who you live with, when do you know their wrath shall?
Yeah.
You have to pace yourself. You have to be mindful. I think that's the only part of my life which I'm still trying to figure out.
Yeah.
But like for the rest of it, I meet these days kwanza, hugging somebody, and those guys will just hug you too. Why are you hurting my chest? For
I
what?
know.
To go where?
When you are well and down, like
my
you
God.
ladies
Yani,
are.
I'm not in pain
I would
after.
My God.
Yani, I would be so sensitive. Me, I'm like, but
Now,
I can understand.
You do
why
the
you
side
been
chest
bana.
bump.
Yes.
Hey, what's up? How you? That one.
And then many men know that. Wanajua hapa nataka hii
And you're
kufilio.
squeezing and you're like, Apana, that was too much.
Yeah.
I feel violated. That felt
Poleniasly.
violating.
Sorry.
But why are you showing me right now? But regardless, is there another very important thing that you feel like you've learned in your career that you're like, you know what, that one I should really tell someone about it?
Perhaps it is how we ask what we want at the workplace.
How to negotiate.
Thank you. Very, very important. I know many people say we women are more emotionally wired. Sindio, we want to go, oh, economy ni mbaya. You know, I just became a mom. Oh, you know, I've moved out. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Your boss doesn't care. Your HR doesn't care. Nobody cares. Please understand.
That's serious.
Those are your personal problems.
Exactly. Did I tell you to move into that? Did I tell you to have a baby? You understand
I'm
me?
going through it.
Shauri yako. You adjust your life to fit with the salary we are giving you. However, if you go in there and say, during this period of time I've been here, this is the much I've been able to do. These are the clients I've been able to secure. This is the amount of money I've been able to bring in. See, now that's a different conversation. That's a totally different conversation. And even the person that you're sitting down with to have that conversation is going to take you seriously.
Yeah. There's value here.
And you come with a whole presentation,
Gachi.
PowerPoint.
What?
Where? Me, you have not seen
I will
in
go
action.
You're leveraging the work you've done
Yes.
versus
Wakwambie
what I want
Mwingine kama
now.
wewe, wako watano. Wako
Listen.
watano kama wewe.
Collect the data. Honey, collect the data. Collect the data. When you know social media went up by this, I brought in this number of clients. I maintained this number of clients because there are those that even stay because of your, these are the numbers I reckon. This is how I have put the brand.
Placement.
Who gonna tell you?
Exclusivity. All these small things.
Then do not be shy about it. Say it with your chest.
Kimi naogopa. Hiyo
Be demure,
naogopa.
but say it with your chest.
And speaking of kuogopa, now, you've worked on yourself, you know what you're worth, you know what you're doing, you've established yourself in your industry and your place of work. But sometimes, you bump into somebody and they're like, wow, ni wewe. And now like imposter syndrome sets in, you're like,
Ni mimi.
I imagine.
Is it me?
Those moments are there.
Yeah.
Gosh, those moments are there. I think, and in a very twisted way, it also helps you to stay humble.
Grounded.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Kwanza, I think in Kenya, it's the opposite. You will not be given that wah, as much as, let's say, our counterparts in Tanzania. Here, you can go to the mall, nobody cares. Petrol station, nini. Okay, moja anaweza kusalimia, but there won't be a mob, right? I was having this conversation with a friend of mine the other day, and she was like, but hey, that helps us to stay humble. So that ujue haujafika bado. So, but in the event that it happens and you feel, okay, hey, kwani I'm not where I think I am. Again, just have a moment and remind yourself of the things you've done. I get imposter syndrome sometimes when I am about to put a video out. Hey, I can record, re-record, delete, start again. I'm like, oh my God, how am I looking? Will people accept? And then I see other people and how they don't care.
It's not curated. Iko tu venye iko.
Pali tu wako,
This is
watu
how I
wanabrush
came.
meno.
Edit 5 minutes.
TikTok.
You can.
With bad lighting, with yani.
A phone that looks like it has Vaseline on top.
Bana.
So cloudy.
Na watu watavibe nayo.
Kabisa.
So I have to keep reminding myself, imagine, you uko tu sawa. Weka.
Na
Yeah.
mi niki-edit 5 hours, napata 400 likes. Ocha niwambie, but you guys are wicked. Guy, hata si likes, views.
Views. Likes ziko to 50 mahali.
50 likes.
But let me tell you, out of that, it keeps you more hungry to want to attain that number, that magic number that you
And it's
have.
so difficult.
It's not easy.
And sometimes I usually like, after you make up sit a post.
Chicks. Mimi, I've had a video hit 2.1 million on TikTok. And then the next one I put
YouTube.
400.
Oh, on TikTok.
And then the next one just 400. Why? Because the conversation was very
different.
Controversial. When we're talking about hey kababa on the air, right?
Yeah.
Maybe everybody can say, so guys, my book club.
Nobody cares. Who books?
Kwani mnakuanga-
Inatufundisha.
Where are you
issues,
wicked?
by the way.
Where are you wicked?
But it also shows you that the people who vibe with you on a certain conversation will vibe with you regardless.
Yeah.
If in this case with my book club branch and the women that I want to bring together, if only 5 see and make a mental note and then, secure the ticket and come through, that's okay. I don't want a multitude and then they're not even readers or they're
It's not a
really
community.
passionate. Yeah.
I think that community is what is important for
I
me.
need to call on them for the next one and and they'll be excited and they'll show. And that is
Community.
what really you want at the end of that's now the community.
Yeah,
So it
yeah.
got too sour.
Anyway,
We can talk for hours.
Forever.
That's our problem.
and I think it's important for us to remind ourselves why.
We have a time slot. But at the end of the day, there's also us taking accountability for the things we've done. We can be boss babes, we could be outside and out here doing everything. But if you're not taking accountability and you're just living a wake of misery because I'm a boss babe, I know what I'm doing, that's just not beneficial to anyone.
Yeah.
So how do you take criticism positively? Because sometimes somebody tells you something like mnanionea.
Sasa wewe.
Yeah.
Guy.
Yeah, like I
See,
mean, but
Mimi.
I'm
Mimi,
Miss
do you know who
Perfect.
I am?
I could never.
Like, I'm Miss Perfect. What are you saying?
Yeah.
Hey, so first you have to be very honest with yourself. Yani, if you've been slacking, you know when you've been slacking.
Yeah.
You know. The other day somebody told me, Mwalimu Rachel Slack, it felt bad. It
Ilioma.
pained.
It hurts when somebody's calling you out for something you know.
You know?
Yeah.
But then I made sure now, the rest of the week, I was on it because that comment was at the back of my head, right? So one, be very honest and call yourself out even for it. And also, sometimes it's good for you to ask somebody else, what do you think? Somebody said it. Because what do you intentions
True, especially that.
be
People
honest.
can be very malicious.
people
Yeah.
are just
Wickedness
mean.
is alive.
You know?
End
So,
times.
yeah, someone may point out something to you and then you end up believing it. And
And it's a
there's
lie.
a guy.
Sabotage.
There's a guy.
What
let me
happened?
tell you. Yeah,
Lido?
this one was psycho. Even me, I don't know what. Why, Lord? So,
I am so happy. That is
Pure
so relatable.
psycho.
Watch us sipoteze train of thought.
So this guy, gone out on 2 dates, polite. And then we're just having a conversation randomly. And then says, but then you know, your breath really smells of garlic.
Oh, Lord.
Like deep garlic.
It's so personal.
Okay. So first I was like, hang on. I actually love garlic. I know.
Yeah.
He probably ate it last night. Yeah. So
But he makes it like it is a thing. Like you need to
it's
get that
consistent.
checked.
It's a you thing.
Yes.
It's Mwalimu.
You need to get it.
Mwalimu
Mwalimu
equals
equals garlic breath.
Do you know
You need
that-
to get it checked.
I'm like, hey.
You need to get it checked.
Bruh, I had to call up my sister because I started believing that. I was like,
No.
The paranoia.
I had to call up my sister. I'm like, sis, hebu nikuulize. Because maybe nanukanga mdomo na mjeniambia.
Hebu niulize, by the way.
Is it called halitosis?
Yes.
So maybe Nicola, all these years, nobody has ever mentioned it to me. She was like, what are you talking
On
about?
about.
No. Me akuna sijawai, and I'm like, you're not just saying this because you're my sister. I'm like,
Especially
no.
that you're my sister, you will lie to me. Tell me the
And
truth.
I asked another person, like, no, what are you saying? No.
They were
Imagine.
they're just
Unprovoked.
fucking with you.
Because why they wanted to is narcissist. It's a narcissist.
They
Aka
feel like you're
control.
the competition.
Anataka control. Ndo sasa self-esteem go down. So that now whatever he says, you just believe. Wait. How
Aki, now
I
you
ran
brought
away.
something. You brought something in my mind. Which Aki, how much time do we have?
You know who you are. Where is Satan?
Wicked.
Wicked.
let me ask you, now that you've brought it up, competition in relationships.
And career jealousy.
Career jealousy.
Because I've been jealous. I won't even lie.
I am not gonna lie. You see somebody's bank account, unasema, wow, this is how much you get paid. Unaangalia yako uko like,
but
no.
Ananipatia, but si
it's a
yangu.
difference, Mwalimu. You know, I've noticed this, especially with some of the women that I run around with. There are women who will consistently and constantly remind you have to have your own.
Yeah.
You have to have your own.
It's important.
Hata wewe, si
It's
unanishina.
important.
Umejoin, umefanya. It's like you are constantly reminded that you have to have your own. And there are women who just naturally don't care what the other person has. Yeah, you could be billionaire, trillionaire, do you, boo-boo. But what do I have? What do I bring to the table? You don't have to be asked what you bring to the table. You're constantly asking yourself. There's an ambition inside that you can't stifle. Now that is where I have a major, major question. Because it happens within friendships, you know? You're like, we're on the same level right now, we're good. What happens if you get an opportunity and then I'm like, it's not, there's a difference between envy and jealousy, and there's just like I should be working hard. I should be.
Challenges you.
I'm challenged to do better, but then other people will get the jealousy and the envy, and then you start to sabotage your relationships. And there's a lot of weirdness when it comes to competition and jealousy, and especially career jealousy.
Yeah.
So what do you do about that in the experience that you've had? How have you managed that in friendships, in relationships?
Yeah.
How have you managed
especially
that?
in friendships, relationships in experience.
Okay.
No?
The relationships.
Lakini unakuanga mysterious kikam kwa relationships.
Unajua, I was thinking, do I know where you live, Mwalimu? Nimejiuliza hiyo swali leo asubuhi nikioga. Mwalimu anaishingi wapi? Nothing.
Nana date nani?
Nothing.
Tutakuja hiyo part ya dating. Hold that thought. Put a pin on it, honey.
Hold up.
Kwanza, friendships, because again, us as women, you know, our female friendships are very dicey sometimes.
Very.
And I've been there where, even when I was starting off on radio, a very good friend of mine, hi Della, she's really awesome. And she was the crown jewel in terms of us being picked at the same time, right? She was doing the news. She was straight from the UK. Like, she had all the amazing qualities, beautiful voice, that nice accent as well.
Eloquence,
And she's very eloquent. She's I've learned so much from her. And what would have been a bout of jealousy, I saw it as, you know what, I'm inspired. Okay? So, and she never rubbed it in my face. You see, that's how you know that good friendship.
Yeah.
Zileza, girl, you've got your own thing. There's something unique about. She was very intentional in pointing out, even when I was like, hey, Dela, unajua maybe sina accent, maybe na kutoka Mombasa, hata siongee English that much on radio.
Pararero girl.
But she was like, but that's what the people like. In fact, go even deeper. Go deeper. And show your authentic self.
And she's what you're known for, actually.
You see? Me, before I even speak in English
Could
right
have a
now.
bell, by the way.
Iko kwa gari.
I
have little bells all over the place. So before I even speak in English, I think in Kiswahili for a very long time. So she was like, no, that's what I find cool about you. So pursue and even go deeper. She'd help me even with getting content for the show. Like, that is really good. But if you spot the opposite and somebody even leaving you behind, I'm going to this event, I'm not telling her about it. She'd always tell me, let's go. Then, if you have someone who ends up leaving you behind, then you know, this is not true friendship. Yeah, this is not true friendship. We want to elevate one another, and you will still thrive in your different spaces. There's something very unique about you, Kathomi.
True.
Something very unique about you, Turi. And it will shine through regardless.
True.
It may take a little while. Like me, I've been told a couple of times by a couple of people, you're a late bloomer. But then when I saw that as an disability of sorts, somebody pointed out, but the flowers that bloom
Latest.
are the ones that are there when the others
The most beautiful and they bloom the longest. Yeah.
So you're gonna be in your season and you're still going to blossom and everything. So let's work on ourselves so that we also don't feel, oh, people are just jealous about me. But also let's spot those telltale signs. And once we see somebody also being a bit shifty, let's just accept and then work on you. Let it inspire you. Let it make you want to do more for yourself. Not because you want to beat them, but you want to have something
be
of your
better.
own. Yeah. So that's how I'd look at it. I don't know if I've answered your question.
I think, for the most part. But I think another important thing was sometimes it's you being a little jealous or you being a little envious of someone else. Most times we look at it from that no, it's them and there. So what do you do when you're feeling that? Because sometimes you feel it. You're not going, we're all human. You will see someone progressing and you're like, damn it,
I've been there.
that was I'm better than her. Why is she the one who's gotten this and da-da-da-da? So how do you manage that?
There are people, and I've been there, there are people I have muted.
Girl.
The success was loud.
Aki.
Like, you're doing so much.
There's some people I have muted so that I don't see them on my timeline.
It's
and
pressure.
I don't hate them. It's just, this is too much. And I know me. You know, when you know you know you. Me, I know me. It's going to make me too aggressive and I get upset every time. And I'll start having
You have a weird attitude towards this person. Unintentional.
So that's the first step. Okay, maybe watu wa therapy wangeniambia it's not the right way, it's not sustainable, but I think it works for me. And then after that, now I concentrate on me. So that silence from them helps me now concentrate on me. And if I don't move, then I'm the problem. But if I move and I'm like, okay, what do I want? Where do I want to get to so that I'm less jealous of them or I'm not jealous of them at all? What does that picture look like? And that is what now I pursue.
Okay,
So
well said.
Mute to Skobaya. And when you meet them,
it's
don't
not
be
you,
upset.
it's me.
It's not you, it's me. I need to work on you.
I gotta put me first.
I
I gotta block you for a while.
Girl, okay.
I'll be back.
Hapo kwa hiyo next part story ya mambo ya dating. Naona vile mnakuja.
Uko na mtu.
Jibu tu.
You know, when you're a high value woman.
You don't need to.
It's all the work you're putting in yourself. Sawa?
Yes.
Kama mambo ya self-care, kama ni mambo ya kazi, you know, your bag, your whatever relationships and what that entails. You're going to be sought after. Yes. Again, because of the work you've put in.
Umetoka mbali mwalimu.
Mbali, man.
Watakutafuta lakini watakupata.
But it will be a race. Unajua kama ile amazing race. In any race. Because you are the prize. Ladies, you are the prize.
That's
true.
Okay.
Girl.
You are the prize.
You're the bag.
All right? When you work on yourself, you are the prize. So now, there'll be people on this here races, like 100 meters. Kuna mwenye, once the goes off, the kagan, kuna mwenye takuwa bronze, silver, gold.
yes.
But you know, as they run, you never know who can overtake the other. Hapo kwa hiyo finishing line.
Mwalimu kuna mwenye anapata gold. Tuambie tu.
So far, kuna yule ambaye tunaweza sema
anakaribia gold.
I am trusting the process. Trust the process, babe.
Kuna silver. Kuna bronze. It doesn't surprise though.
What ina happen?
Last minute.
Mwingine anaweza pata stitch.
A veer off. Mwingine
Dehydration.
jikakamue aseme siwezani. Mwingine aseme mimi to the very end. So view it as a race, and that's why a prize is won. It's not
And
just
you're the
given.
prize, baby girl.
You're the prize. So wacha watu wakimbie.
Wewe ni
Kimbieni
professional,
basi.
umeenda
I
mbali.
swear, ametoka huko.
Na hajafika.
Nakwambia.
Wacha 27.
Ni sawa. It's
There could
okay.
be someone.
It's okay.
Who was
Was being consistent.
Yes. But
I love it.
that. Time reveals many things. That's the other thing I've come to learn, by the way. In the dating world, especially. Ooh, give it time. Don't be in a rush to sleep with somebody. I know things do happen.
Girl.
but
You will confuse yourself.
give it time. Let me speak to my young ones who
Ask
are with
me
me about it. Give it time. That's how you'll
Slow
see
down.
the crazies.
Slow
That's
down,
when you'll
Savannah.
see the manipulators. That's when you'll see
The
the
narcissists
consistent,
and the good guys.
and the good guys. Kila kitu na time. Yeah.
I'm telling you, words of wisdom. Honestly, the older age, literally, amekuja kwa hii room at one point or another. But let's go back to the most important thing. On November 9th.
Yes.
That's
this coming
Social
Saturday.
House. Yes, so Saturday, Social House. What time?
From 10.
To 10
10
a.m.
to 2 p.m.
Social House
Yes.
on the 9th of November, aka this Saturday.
Yes.
Mwalimu Rachel is going to be coming through and telling you all of the things she has learned.
Join a book club.
Can you also get the book?
Because it's not just me alone.
Oh, you have a panel. Who's on the panel?
Yes. Oh my gosh. So, we have got a Gen Z that is Nosim Natasha.
Oh,
Nosim,
we see you.
Nosim is going to be representing for the baddies and just telling us her opinion about where is her mind at. And when we look at Gen Zs also. Because one thing that is also at the center of my brand is mentorship. I love to mentor young ladies out of the story of, where I've been and what I've gone through. You see, it's always good to pass on that knowledge. And then I've got another amazing woman who's so eloquent pale online, Masaka. Do you know her?
Yeah. I know her on
Nangami
TikTok. She's
Masaka
awesome.
is so awesome.
She's awesome.
So
Number 2.
yeah. So that's Nosim, and then Nangami Masaka, and then do you know this lady who's on Instagram who, in fact, we've worked with her daughter, Waki.
Oh,
Waki Space.
yes. Waki Space. What Mushi?
Yes. So Waki Space is also
she's
going
coming
to be there.
She's
yes.
awesome.
And she's a baddie.
She
When you sit
is.
down and talk to her, because she's my mentor.
Okay.
I lean into her with so much, and she's always coming through for me. And I love her to bits. And she's also going to be in the panel, just so they can share life experiences, challenge us. We get to think outside the box when it comes to, what is being a nice girl, a bad girl. Let us debate. I love healthy debates.
That.
Yeah. Hopefully, I don't know, but I'm hoping Honorable Millie Odhiambo will be there.
Bad girl, you better
Bad
be
girl,
there.
pull
I
up.
have reached
Pull
out.
up,
I have reached out to her through her people, and I'm still to get feedback. But tutaona, if it's possible, great. If not,
Petition
I
to
still,
bring Millie.
Yeah, I still love her for the fact that she mentioned this book, and she was very vocal and brave to tell us girls it is what it is, and don't just be a nice girl. So
That's a beautiful panel, honestly.
But thank you so much for coming.
thank you so much, ladies. I hope to see you guys there.
We're
We will
definitely
be
going to be
there.
there. For
Please,
sure, we're going to
please,
be there.
please.
But
course.
tickets hujatuambia bei na tunatoa wapi tickets. Yeah.
Sababu, okay. Hii ni branch. Sawa. So there's food there. Social House anatupatia chakula mzuri sana. So a ticket starts from 7,499 bob. And this is for the food. There'll be entertainment. I've got a guy called the Afrophonist coming in with saxophone.
Okay.
It's gonna be serenaded. If you have requests, you can place them, and then he plays the song. And then, of course, the book review, or rather, the discussion is gonna be happening there. We also have group tickets for mentors who are coming with their mentees at a special discount. A group of 4. There's also a group of 6. Squad tickets. So girlfriends need to come. Members of other book clubs, imagine come and let's link up. All those details at the pricing and nini for those particular squad tickets will be available on my social media, so you can just go and you'll get all that information there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I am so excited.
Me too.
It's
I'm
gonna be
excited,
fun.
honestly.
We'll have mimosas as well. Kujeni.
Okay.
Girl, you have me at
10
midnight. Yeah, so we'll try and get this out as early as possible so you guys can be able to get the tickets early and see you guys on Saturday. Super excited.
Thank you
so much,
You
Mwalimu,
guys
for
are
coming.
awesome.
Thank you.
Nampenda sana.
Same.
And continue on with the amazing work that you're doing. I see your videos up on TikTok kwanza.
Story time.
Need to snitch one of these days.
Keep at
Anyway.
it, girl. You got it.
All right.
See,